Not quite 1/4, and never just half, but the entirety of one primate, whole. It is the part of a story, an idea that means more to you than me. Hello and welcome to Full Gorilla Life. We are Jeremy Keene,
Larry Medina, and Corey Hewlings.
Each week, we will break down an important life concept or talk with an inspiring person so that you can live your full gorilla life.
Hello and welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. Today we have Rob and Wendy back onto the podcast. They were like our third guest.
Yeah, no, welcome back, guys.
Man, yeah. So
you guys are the first repeat.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
awesome.
look at this.
Yeah, that's a good
this
point.
is kind of
Exciting
fun.
stuff.
Now, before, when you guys came back, or when you guys were on, you guys were so early on that we didn't do the Gorilla Gauntlet, which is something, I don't want to say new, but something that we've been doing since.
Yeah.
So we thought we would go ahead and run you through it.
Sounds like it might be kind of rough.
No,
No, it's not too bad.
I'm like, whoa.
Well,
It's
yeah.
like,
Look,
wasn't what I did to you guys at the facility, was it?
well,
we did talk to Mackenzie about that. I informed her that you gave me the PVC bar. All right, married or single? We know you guys are married, so I want to know what your first jobs were instead.
First job in high school?
Just first job that you made money. Somebody like an actual job. You didn't pull weeds or something like that. Like an actual job.
My dad, when I was in high school, I wouldn't get a job one summer, so he got one for me, and it was packing Miracle Grow plant food.
Okay.
So,
All right.
On.
What
Yeah,
about you,
I had
Rob?
a small little pool service
Okay.
like when I was younger. Yeah.
So you just went around.
You did that right out of high school, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah. I worked for my uncle, and then I had some accounts on my own and stuff.
so your whole life you've been like, F the man, I'm going to be the man?
No.
Like,
Kind of.
yes.
wait a minute.
I've worked for people before and I was a director of sales for a door factory. It was out of Arbondale, and they were called Globe Door. So, and I enjoyed working for people.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Any children?
No.
2 dogs.
Okay. What type of dogs you got?
French bulldogs.
That's right.
What are the names?
Cha-Cha and Leon.
Cha-cha. I like it. I like it.
Do they ever make appearances at the gym, or do they stay at home
Once in a while.
once in a while? Are they excited when they get to come to the gym?
One is and one isn't.
Yeah, one's scared.
It's a place of business, so, you know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not everybody loves
I couldn't
dogs.
bring my dog anywhere. She
So
would
my-
just run around like a chicken with her head cut off.
So my wife wants me to get a Chihuahua.
Stop.
And I'm like,
Wait,
Right.
does she?
Stop.
she does. But here's the thing.
Interesting.
Here's the thing.
First of all, that's racist.
I'm with you. Okay. I'm with you. All right. Now, this is Larry, by the way. So I told her I would allow it only if I could name the dog. And I want to name it Cholo.
Cholo?
Yes. Just because
Okay.
I feel like it's,
No, it's not.
And what did
cool.
she say to that?
no.
Oh, okay.
So,
So that's your way out of the Chihuahua. Okay. Right on.
What city do you guys live in?
Vero Beach.
iPhone or Android?
iPhone.
iPhone.
Both of you? iPhone? Favorite movie or book?
The best book I've read recently was Once We Were Brothers. It's a historical fiction, World War II.
Okay.
It's really good.
Gladiator.
Movie?
Yep.
Phenomenal movie.
More than
good.
Braveheart?
Yeah. Either that or Last of the Mohicans. I like.
That's a great
I've
one.
never seen Last of the Mohicans, and it's about my
At the
people.
end, when he's going up that mountain with that song, that song.
And then the old man. That's good.
No.
They missed that, Larry. They missed
Gladiator, like my favorite scene when who's the main character? Russell. It's
Russell Crowe.
Yeah. When they're walking like with the meat hanging down, like the blood's dripping on them or
Yeah.
something. That scene to me is like so intense. When I think of that movie, that's the scene I always think of. Favorite genre of music?
I like 90s alternative rock, probably the best.
That's my wheelhouse too, right there.
Yeah, I think I'm on the same boat with that.
Yeah.
You know, I miss the buzz so much. Like it like drives me crazy. So I just got a new truck like 3 months ago. Great timing with the coronavirus, and with it came Sirius Satellite Radio. There's a channel called Lithium,
Oh, yeah,
we
Lithium.
listen
that's
to it
on
all
all
the
the
time.
time. Yep.
Yeah.
but I think I'm gonna let it expire. But it's driving me crazy. Now I'm conflicted. You know.
One
Anyways.
channel got you.
Just let it keep going. They'll
Yeah.
keep sending you. It'll be like $2 a month eventually.
Right. Exactly.
Reservation or just walk in?
Reservation.
Yeah.
Reservation for both?
Yes. I knew I liked y'all for a reason. All right. They give me shit all the
Jeremy.
time.
Although you don't need a reservation at 5 p.m. when we eat dinner.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so half the time we don't need them.
Corey, by the
They're going to make up stuff now.
Corey,
Go
by
ahead.
the way, this is the first time that we are outnumbered.
Yes, I know.
This is an historical event.
Favorite type of food?
Maybe barbecue?
Any style? Like, is it North Carolina, Southern?
Texas, brisket.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
Larry, you got to make some
Yeah.
for him. He's
For real.
phenomenal brisket.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I like barbecue, but I don't know. I think I have a lot of favorite styles.
Can you guess what Mackenzie's favorite food was?
Sushi?
No.
Oh, desserts.
Sweets.
Yeah.
Cake.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
Yes.
said
Yeah.
cake.
Which,
Yeah.
by the way,
I
made
do
us-
like peanut butter, actually, but like a lot.
Oh, yeah.
all right.
That sounds like a gym rat right there.
Yeah.
Peanut butter. Just give me the
I
jar
have my
of
own
peanut
jar at
butter.
home.
Did?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I've been known to like. take a
I had to put my
spoonful
name
in
on it
there.
because I was just spooning it. Yeah.
Jif?
No, I like more natural.
Like just ground peanut butter?
Yeah. I mean, I do like a Reese's cup. That peanut butter's got some kind of
Sugar in
it.
it.
Fridged or
No, not fridged.
have you ever eaten it fridged?
Yeah.
Do you know about this experience, Rob?
No, I'm not
No,
sure
I
what you're
agree with
talking
Rob
about.
on
Just
this.
a
I'm
cold,
not-
like a cold one out of the refrigerator.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you'd rather have it just room temp, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, one time someone bought me a Reese's cup that was
The
just too
pounder?
much.
The pounder?
It was just too much.
I-
You finished it though, right?
Got close. It finally, I opened up the trash, just let it fall in there. I was like, I can't.
Me and my wife have eaten that. I think you can tell.
What type of vehicle do you guys drive?
I have a Acura RDX. Yeah, it's a little
Yeah.
SUV.
Yeah, I have a GMC Sierra 1600 pickup truck I've had for 14 years.
Nice. That's
Yeah,
my
boy.
language. That's my language right there too.
Yeah, now it's just like, matter of fact, I have to hold on to it and see how
Yes.
long it lasts.
It's,
It's already past the like.
it's a
point.
Chevrolet product, so you're gonna have it for a while.
Oh, yeah.
So, but it's nice though because when you park, you don't care where you park it or like if you get door dinged.
No,
Yeah.
and that's exactly what. As soon as I get something new, and I've been talking about this for like 2 years, I'm going to get a new truck. As soon as I get something new, I'm going to pull up right into something.
Yeah.
Right now,
Yeah.
I do it, and I'm like, whatever.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
so this is
Yeah.
an interesting story, right? So, like I mentioned, I got a truck 3 months ago. I had a Dodge 2005 Dodge pickup truck.
Yeah.
And I was sitting at the Publix parking lot, like I was like looking through my phone for like my wonder list for my shopping list at Publix, and I'm sitting there, and some guy comes in like full on and just head on hits me. Just head on hits me.
You're
like
just asking for it for a new truck.
no. This is with a Dodge.
Oh, okay.
was it the old truck?
that
Yeah,
don't
old
matter.
truck.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there and he hits me and he's just like deer in the headlights. Like, oh crap! Like I hit this truck. I get out of the car and I'm like, that's fine. And and he's like, really? I'm like, yeah, I don't care. And I walk in, but I was thinking if that happened now,
Wow.
I would be pissed. I'd be like, come on, man, what happened?
That'd be
Yeah.
the first thing.
Get that license and registration.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, I'm filming this.
Right.
All right. Beer, whiskey, or wine?
Wine.
Whiskey over the other two.
Okay.
Yes.
So do you prefer something besides those three, like
Tequila.
Tequila. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, like the Rock.
Okay.
Any brand tequila?
I like. Was it?
Clase Azul.
Yeah, or 1942.
What was that one that
Don
you wanted
Julio.
to try?
Yeah, it's stupid expensive, but
That's what I usually do.
Dragones.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah,
It's like $200 a bottle.
That's a lot.
yeah.
Yeah,
Have you ever had it?
I don't think I have.
I don't know. I had a
it's
friend
supposed to be phenomenal though.
purchase me a $400 bottle
Yeah.
Well, hey, hey, friend.
after I gave them like a $60 bottle. Gonna give out like
So I've heard another one that's really good is Horduras. It's like HORDUR.
Yeah, it has a horseshoe on
Yes,
it.
that one. I've heard that one's really good, but I
There's a lot
haven't.
of good ones.
when they're really like the higher end, they're really good.
Yeah.
I always thought
I feel like that's with a lot of things, like
Yeah.
whiskeys, bourbons. They're all like the higher end you get, it really does change the
You know,
whole
though,
taste.
I bought like a fairly expensive Casa Amigos.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
one's
yeah.
good. That's,
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Isn't that what's his name's brand?
It used to be. I think he sold it.
Okay.
Yeah.
George Clooney.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
right on.
I think Rock's starting one now though.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got one. I haven't tasted his.
Yeah, me neither. It's like Terra
something like that. Yeah, sort of the T.
I don't
I've
think
had-
he needs your money, but I think he's doing all right with that.
Right
You
on.
guys, the 2 bottles.
I'm with you on this. Yeah. So right now we're kind of under quarantine, right?
We're in the middle of it.
In the
We don't
middle
know
of
when
it.
you guys will be listening to it out there, but Rob and Wendy, you guys just got shut down Friday, right?
Yeah.
Yep. All gyms in the state were to shut down this past Friday, which was March 19th, 20th, something like that.
Yeah.
And effective
20th,
to May 8th right now. So, I mean,
So it has to go all the way to May 8th.
Well,
Guaranteed.
I'm
doesn't
sure
have
it's
to.
a moving target.
Yeah, I'm
you
sure it's
know,
gonna
It
fluctuate.
could go shorter or longer. We're hoping shorter.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's necessary.
And it's all facilities.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
some people that they were thinking
was-
maybe private training, like no. All
Oh, you're done.
facilities.
Yeah.
All facilities. The only ones are facilities in apartment complexes.
Yeah, and hotels.
Yeah.
But you
And
still have
that's
to,
it.
have under 10 people
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah.
I knew it was coming. A bunch of information was coming out on how the virus was transferred, and our facilities were considered some of the top reasons. And so that was it.
Yeah.
Well,
That's-
why would that be?
I guess the way it has to do with people breathing, and it can live on certain types of materials for a period of time, and then they're out of breath, and so now they're breathing harder. So there's like a certain way, a distance that it covers.
Yeah, it's a good point because you're definitely going to be
Yeah.
up in that. So
Yeah,
I saw
our,
something.
Our classes were small to begin with recently, and we
Everyone
were
was
taking
kind
a
of-
lot of precautions, putting machines way far away from each other. But I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, it's kind of that necessary evil,
Yeah.
So what did that feel like, though, whenever you finally got the word?
Well, I was ready.
We were ready.
Like, let's just do it. Like, kind of people, let's just get it done. Let's do it. We're already a week behind than I thought, so we'll be a week into it. And then finally they did it. I didn't want it to go and like drag along because I knew what was going to happen is like half the people are going to do it, half the people are not going to do it. And it was going to be like kind of
Yeah.
that boat. So just mandate
Might as well go all the way in.
Get it done. Let's get through it, and then we'll move on.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. It kind of takes the decision out of your hands. You don't have to have people really second guessing you guys,
Yep.
whether you shut it down or not. If they're just like across the board, everything gets shut down.
Yep.
And that way you don't have people out there kind of, and I want to preference this would be, I don't really like government intervention, but I do understand it in certain points. This way it makes everybody even across the board. You don't have to be wondering whether you should stay open or
Yeah,
not.
and the day it happened, we were strongly leaning to that, thinking we should do it anyway and just be responsible and be leaders in the area
Yeah.
of that. And then it was, the decision was made for us, but I already had a MailChimp email ready to go. All I had to do is send it to our membership, and here's the plan moving forward. So yeah, we were ready.
So it's made you be creative from a business perspective, right? As far as like, because really you're a training facility, but you really tailor it towards your clients.
Mm-hmm.
So do you feel that this could actually be helpful to you maybe in the future, like making you think outside of the box?
Yeah, our fees have always been based on service. You don't just walk into the gym and essentially rent equipment and do your own thing. So we were able to quickly just translate our in-person service to kind of a virtual service. So we have a couple different tracks that our members can now, cover different phases that they can follow. A body weight only if they have zero equipment at home, or one with minimal equipment. We loaned out pretty much all of our equipment to our members.
Basically for rent.
Yeah.
Right on.
So and they're still paying us to coach them from a distance. So we parsed our membership out into our 4 main coaches, and people are getting daily check-ins. They're sending videos and check my technique. We have a private Facebook group that everybody's posting workouts or wanting advice or humor, whatever. So there's a huge sense of community still, even
That's
though
awesome.
Yeah, it's early. I mean, everybody's super motivated this week. I think in a month it might be a little more challenging for some, but we're going to stay in contact with everybody and really try to add value to their lives right now.
We've already had experience with online coaching from remote, and so we kind of have like several different avenues of streams that we go through. So we were already doing programming that people were doing. Then when you have privates, and then that group, and so we just went ahead and just quickly kind of switched everything over.
So that same programming is now just what you're gym members are getting
Correct.
points?
Now it's
Okay.
changed for what equipment they have and everything
Okay.
else. Yep.
Got you.
Interesting. Not everybody got the same type of equipment, I'm assuming.
No.
Right. But I mean, there's so many kettlebells and dumbbells can kind of be used interchangeably. You can, a pull up is just any sort of a pull or a row. You can use bands. You could grab a heavy backpack and bend over and pull. I mean, there's, and we know how to modify those things. So a lot of it now is answering those questions. So we're having everybody make sure you review the workout for tomorrow the night before, send us any questions, and we check in with them. How'd it go? That sort of thing.
Like a pull is a pull, a press is a press, a squat is a squat, different versions of it, and let's just kind of make it happen. Yeah.
You can hold anything and squat.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's interesting. And something
It might. Go ahead. I'm
No,
sorry.
something you said. I never thought about the regular gym when you walk in, like a Anytime Fitness type, that you're renting equipment. I never thought of it that way, but that's true.
It's basically what you're doing. Yeah. Cause you're not, if you don't have a coach and you're doing your own thing, it's basically an equipment
You're
rental.
paying just to go and use it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just always thought, gym membership
you
overall.
don't think of it.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it.
That's a great way to put it.
And I wouldn't think a lot of gyms are going to give their equipment out like that. So I think that shows you the community that you guys have built. Like you're trustworthy both directions. Cause I would think some people are going to be like, oh, I don't know. It's kind of this or that. So that's kind of cool that I could see it being fun where people are trying to figure out, well, I don't have that. What can I use? I'll use this 5-gallon bucket of water to carry.
Yeah.
Like it'd be
We had
almost,
people using
that would
ammo
be,
cans
yeah.
to do lunges yesterday. They uploaded a video and
that'd be fun stuff to share out. Like, here's what we're doing. Like, here's how we're doing it here. That's kind of
Now,
cool.
do you think that it's made your community tighter at all with being
think
like
so,
connected
because-
on social media and stuff, like more because they don't have another way?
Well, I
Yeah.
think it's getting them connected to something that they weren't used to more because they had the social aspect of coming into the facility. Now, at least they're having some of it online, which some of them never have done before.
Well, and also, I mean, most typically people go to their same class every day.
Yes.
And now they have this, this private group with over 100 people, and they're kind of, seeing what other people are doing from other classes and almost meeting online.
Yeah, I
And,
can see that, like a bigger
and-
sounding board almost, because they might do their workout in the morning, but I can check in and see videos or comments from them or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that it might, for me personally, not using social media a lot except for this, I think it would definitely make that group a little, when they come back to the gym, they know more people, and I think it's a little easier to meet somebody, with a keyboard than it is face to face sometimes. People might not be as willing to, go up and be like, hey, what was your workout like or something like that. Whereas if they see it online.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. They might be more intimidated to go up to that top level athlete and be like, hey, great job, blah, blah, blah.
I kind of like,
everybody's sending their workout little clips of videos or photos, and they're on our Instagram story and our Facebook story, and everyone's reached out and said that it's very motivating to see that everybody's still doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that speaks to the community that you guys have built, though, because you were able to switch that way so quickly. It wasn't something, like you said, Rob, it was already kind of in your wheelhouse a little bit, It just wasn't to your normal members that are used to coming to the gym. So to be able to switch that quickly over to there, I definitely think that's a major leg up on other.
Absolutely.
Last, I believe it's October, we started using an app to deliver our workouts to members instead of having them on their website. And so this way, we can just deliver it there. It's the same as they've always had it. So they didn't really have to change anything to receive the information.
And that's key.
Yeah.
That's key with like any kind of technical delivery, because making somebody do something extra, and I'm getting off subject here, but as far as like making somebody do something extra is always like a big no. Like nobody wants to do it. So I think you're being smart in the sense that you're using something that they already use. And Facebook, I mean, everybody has Facebook, love it or hate it, but so everybody uses it, and keeping those two aspects together, I think that was really smart on your part. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'll commend you on that. So in regards to nutrition right now, right? Because right now it's pretty hard to keep track.
All this talk of peanut butter cups.
Yeah. But seriously though, right? Because right now everybody's hoarding. In my opinion, trying to keep things that need to be fridged, everybody's fridge is already full. So it's just hard to, in my opinion, keep nutrition intact. So, I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, we've told everybody you're not on vacation, so this is your new normal.
That's the first.
you
That's
know?
the first thing.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a
Get that out
great.
of
That
there.
is a great statement
Yeah.
right there. You're not on vacation
Not on
right
vacation.
now.
I feel like on my end, it's made me cook more at home. Obviously, we can't go out as
Absolutely.
much, and so therefore, my fridge was full of like stuff that could spoil, fruits, veggies, meats, whatever. And then I had to go. I've gone frequent, like larger purchases at the grocery store, which seems like I'm spending more, but it probably in the long run I'm spending less because I'm not going $40 here, $50 there for a family to eat at, Chick-fil-A, for example.
Yeah, but a lot of people are buying like pasta.
Oh, the
because
pasta's
it-
empty on the
because it
shelves.
holds,
Yeah. Oh
you
no, I
know?
get they're buying the stuff that can hold on the shelf, but I've noticed that a lot.
And plus, it
lately.
tastes delicious.
It's going to be the best that you can do for like the circumstances.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're just.
Oh,
I mean,
agreed.
We're, if people want to track their food, we're, helping them do that, telling them, which apps that we use and trying to set them up and teach them how to do that. Just awareness. We talked about yesterday on our forum the concept of NEAT, which it stands for non-exercise activity thermogenesis, and it's basically the calories you're burning or the energy you're expending when you're not working out, sleeping, or eating. So that means getting your steps in. Start and end your day with walk your dog or take a walk with a family. If you are at a desk all day, get up every hour and walk around, or do a couple air squats, something. Just get those. Keep moving, mow your lawn, do some chores. That kind of stuff really adds up, and it's more important than killing yourself an hour every day on a workout and then sitting all day.
Yeah.
But that would be true even without the quarantine.
Right, but it's
Right?
going to be harder now, so you're just going to have to make more of an
Yeah.
effort to do
Yeah.
that. And I mean, if you're not as active and say you track your steps and you're at 7,000 a day versus 13,000 you're used to, maybe it's time to kind of track your food and really rein it in a little bit.
That's a good point.
Watch the alcohol.
That's a big one. Is the
whoa,
alcohol.
whoa.
Because the alcohol is the big one. Everyone.
Everybody's sitting at home. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Kind of working, right?
Yeah, well, it's hard, right? Because like if people are gonna get stir crazy, they're sitting at home, they get bored. A lot of people who do drink, they're like, well, I'm bored, so guess I'm gonna pop this beer or bottle of tequila.
Without a doubt.
Let's get this going, get the party
Without a
going.
doubt. Yeah, they're going to do it.
So, in regards to routines, are your routines still staying the same? Like, are you still getting up at?
Not as early, but
There's
we're
no reason
actually
to get up at 3.
Hey, you're not on vacation here.
yeah. We're really promoting that everybody do create a routine, and if they were used to getting up in the morning and working out, maybe they're getting up a little later. But lay out your clothes and just make it a non-negotiable. Do it right away. It's just really important to have a sense of control in your life when everything outside is outside that control.
And it's true, starting it early too, because I think it's easy to say it, but if you wait 2 hours into your day, all of a sudden it can just kind of unfold, and before you know it's
Yeah,
2,
you
3
get
o'clock in the
distracted.
afternoon, you haven't done what you thought you would do. So I think doing that step, I've noticed it with my kids even, because there's obviously kids are not, and my 8-year-old's been very fussy and whiny. So it's almost like a relation to how we are, because we lose our structure. So like,
Yeah,
you definitely need that structure.
Yeah,
that
so
routine.
I just found out that my son's at a friend's house, and he sent a text to my wife right before I came over, and he said, "I haven't been to bed yet."
Oh, man.
so there's that.
An all-nighter. Yeah. Well, then maybe you'll come in and you won't have to bother with him for a while.
Yeah, exactly.
So I guess
Exactly.
Fortnite is not shut down.
It
Then.
is not shut down. That is still
It's probably on the
alive and
uptick.
kicking.
I'm sure it's on the uptick.
Yeah. Now, can you expand on that, on the lay out your clothes the night before?
Yeah, it's just you're going to see it first thing in the morning. You're not going to get distracted with anything else, because sometimes that happens. You start checking your email or social media, or you get caught up in the news or whatever. Just look at your clothes, put them on just like you would when you were going to our gym. Go out in your garage or your yard or wherever you're doing the workout and just get it done.
Yeah, that's a trick I used to do for myself when I used to go work out in the morning. I would or go for a run. I never really lifted in the mornings for whatever reason. I would go for a run instead. I would always do like lifting at night. But if I would go for a run in the morning, I would always put my shoes and my socks, and I put my by the door, so I didn't wake anybody else up. And that was like my mental note to be like, all right, no excuses, because otherwise I would I would wake up and I'd be like, I don't want to wake anybody up, with me like opening up drawers and getting my shoes out.
It's true.
Wow, that's a stretch for an excuse. Okay, that's like
100%.
No, it's true, because like,
It's 100%
I'm the same
a
way.
stretch, but
Yeah.
it's the reality, because that bed is like, hey buddy, why are you leaving me?
I found it when I used to go to the gym, it was easier for me to, once I was at the door, even if I wasn't awake, what cup of coffee, by the time I got there, I was already there. But like now, like the garage gym, it's so much easier not to go through the door because you're like, I can do it later.
You got to set your routine.
That's where I think that's why it has to be.
It's kind of like something normal.
And I think that relates to people now. They're not leaving now, so they do it at home. So you have to kind of set up that trigger to
or
get
if
you
you're
going.
used to working out in the afternoon, that's fine too. But in your Google Calendar or whatever, have an alarm, and it's time to do it.
You guys are such coaches though, because like Jeremy was saying last night, we did our interview with Mackenzie last night, and he was saying, I just want to go home and do a CrossFit workout. But like just having you guys here talking, I'm like, man, I should really go for a run today. Like, I swear to God, I'm like, I should really go for a run today. Like Rob and Wendy got up this morning and they got their workout in, and
meanwhile we just woke up,
still a fat slob.
I had a cup of coffee. I walked my dog.
I did not feel that way when Mackenzie was here, though. I mean, it was in the evening too,
though. You'd have that full day already.
Nothing bad about Mackenzie, but I feel like I look at her. Yeah, I was like, she is like that intimidating factor. Like, I'm like, okay, she's way above my level on anything working out.
Yeah, and Rob, when they're like, set your routine, get this going, don't make excuses.
Yeah. Yes. You're not on vacation.
You're not on vacation.
On vacation.
Yeah. She's like, you just go over here and you pick up 200 pounds like nothing, and then.
Or, hey, I'm weak today, 300-pound squat.
So
feeling weak.
Last time we definitely geeked out on some of the science stuff, and I know you guys do a lot of keeping up with everything. Is there anything new on that you've kind of been reaching or kind of into, like kind of researching and reading about that's
I can
popped
kick
up?
Something to him. I know one thing that we've heard that people are freaking out about that are used to coming to the gym is, oh my God, I'm going to lose my gains. I'm gonna get weak. My cardio is not going to be good, and it doesn't work out like that. And
no, it doesn't work that way. So like, if you don't do anything, you're going to lose some. But if you're still doing things, aerobic systems, they'll last for a while. It can last up to a month or more. Your top end VO2 max is going to move pretty quickly. But as far as like, if you're still doing stuff, you will keep your system. You'll be fine. Strength systems can last up to months. It just doesn't go away. And it's mostly neurological too. It just like, if you stopped and you didn't work out for a couple of weeks, or you were, but you're not as going as heavy or doing the same things, and you come in and I feel weak. You're not really weak. You're just, your nervous system, it's just not used to it. It only takes a few times to get there. So you're not going to lose stuff, and especially as long as you're sending signals to still do things.
So it's almost kind of like the riding the bike type thing. I know I haven't done it for a little bit, but I'll pick it up quick as long as I don't go too long with my break.
Yeah, I mean, it's not, would say someone's used to lifting weights mostly with barbells and squatting heavy and everything, and now you're using maybe odd objects or more body weight. It's not going to be the same thing, but it's still sending a good signal.
I was going to say it might even make it better because now you're putting different stresses to it, because it's different angles, different styles of weights, maybe pulling on your body differently. So now you have different stabilizers and things like that.
Yeah, and it doesn't leave. Program is hard. Yeah. I mean, it's, to move slow and controlled, tempo with just moving your body is not easy. So
can you give us like a body movement that,
I mean, just even if you did a really slow and controlled tempo push up.
So you guys are, when you subscribe your body weight program, it's on tempos. It's like you have certain tempos.
Not all of it, but I think a lot of people, what they're going to do is, and you're seeing like,
I didn't mean to interrupt you, Wendy, sorry.
Some of the generic programming online and stuff too. You're going to see a whole bunch of air squats, whole bunch of push-ups, to change that up.
They're going to volume the hell out of it.
Isometric hold.
Gotcha.
Eccentric. It's just, you can change it, and it doesn't have to be this huge volume and always feel like the same thing over and over again.
Gotcha.
And that's kind of like what we're kind of pushing there.
So it might be the same movement you always do, but it's different. And all of a sudden, this whole slow, I got you.
Yeah.
Go and do a pull-up and then hold it at the top for 10 seconds and see how that feels 3 times, and go, instead of just doing volume over and doing the same movements over and over.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you say to the people? Because obviously this is, your regular gym members are not able to go to the gym right now. But like there's a class of people that, maybe started their New Year's resolution already, and they kind of fell off that. But now it's like they got 2 weeks of like time and not a lot of excuses unless you want to make them up. What do you say to them to try to get them motivated, or if they've already fell off of that New Year's resolution?
Could possibly be 6 weeks too on top of it.
Yes. Yeah.
I would say that you're not going to have any more time than right now. You can look at it almost like a gift for time to spend on yourself and self-care. You can do a lot in that time, and it's better than sitting in front of the television. And you're never going to say, "I wish I would have watched more TV," but you're going to say, I wish I would have gotten started on my on my fitness or my wellness."
Especially the newer people, it's kind of like the beginner gains. It doesn't take that much for them to receive like a little bit more than a person that's more advanced.
Okay.
That'll take more. Then they're just trying to maintain and not lose. But beginners, a little bit of exercise will go a long way.
Okay.
Yeah,
now,
very quickly.
Can somebody sign up for just your digital content then? Is that possible for somebody to sign up right now?
I mean, they can contact us and become a remote client for sure. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we would do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if it's like somebody that lives outside the area,
Yeah,
or
we do have some of those.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's no excuse that they can still contact you guys and then get signed
We've
up.
had drop-ins that want to follow our programming. They love our gym when they visit, so they work with us now. We've had former members that have moved away and they'd rather do our program than the gym that is in their town. So we're used to working with people long distance.
That's cool. That says something too, though. I mean, that says something when they walk in your gym. Like, they don't want to lose that connection with you guys and the community. So
I had a drop-in from Germany even reach out to me recently, and he was just checking on us. It's cool.
That's awesome. Yeah. So recently, with the whole thing. Okay, now I was talking to one of our past guests who lives in Costa, or her family lives in Costa, but she's here now, and I was asking her, like, all right, what are people like in Costa? And, are they freaking out? She's like, my parents just sent me a picture of the shelves at the grocery store, and everything was fully stocked. Nice. And I think it's just because everybody's just so relaxed about everything.
They haven't
it's definitely that, and it's also definitely media driven too. I mean, that's a given.
But also they might not have had the traffic, and it hasn't picked up as much yet, so they haven't seen what everyone is seeing.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. It could be that too. It could be that too.
Kits.
Yeah.
If
you don't test for it, nobody has it.
Yeah. You just have something else.
You're just sick.
Just really sick. No, that's no good at all. So in regards to your programming, is it every day, or is it like 6 days a week, 7 days a week?
We have we have 6 days a week programmed. Right now the body weight track is 4 days of some circuits that you do body weight movements with a little midline, a couple things to get your heart rate up when you're doing the circuits, maybe box jumps, burpees, that sort of thing. You can sub box jumps with tuck jumps. There's a modification for everything. And then we've got 2 more capacity days. Like today they were running sprints. So every minute on the minute for 12 minutes, you do a 15-second all out sprint.
That hurt me right
after a really good warm-up.
All out is kind of...
And then on Sundays in the bodyweight program, I've posted some sort of mobility workout, or said, get outside and go for a walk, go on a paddle board, that sort of thing. I mean, you definitely need a rest day.
Yeah. And then some people have individualized stuff for themselves or the equipment they have that we're working with too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay. That one-on-one piece of you got this at home, let's add this to this.
Yeah.
Or sub that in for this.
Correct.
Okay.
Or they just have a workout just specific for them.
That's cool.
Now, Corey mentioned something earlier about New Year's resolutions and falling off the wagon. What do you feel about New Year's resolutions? Because I have my own take, but...
We get
feel
them,
like
but...
you shouldn't have a start date. If you just want to do something, just start it.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Because, and plus, if people see this looming start date, then they just go off the rails before. So, I mean, why can't you
that's true. I feel like that happens
into your regular life. Just get started. Start small too. I mean, make one small change. You don't have to do a whole 30. You can say, all right, my worst habit is I eat a sausage biscuit every morning from McDonald's. All right, I'm just going to cut that out. Then I'm going to cut out my soda. Then I'm going to cut, after you make things a habit, you just, I think that's a better approach.
Good habits and behaviors.
Resolutions tend to be 180 from what you're doing now. And those aren't sustainable.
What do you think about the carnivore diet?
I think any diet that completely neglects one food group is not sustainable and not healthy, especially when you're missing out on vitamins and minerals from fruits and vegetables.
Now, here's the thing.
Are you doing it?
It is beef.
No, I love beef. Did you guys talk to Felice about it?
No.
She'll explain some of the blood work that she sees, and it's kind of 2 ends of the spectrum. But if you don't have any meat, that blood work's going to not look good. And then if you have nothing but meat, that blood work's not going to look
Oh,
good.
I can imagine. I can imagine it's not going to look good because
And keto is the same thing. I mean, there's reasons why people will do those diets and they'll see some results. But eventually, you're gonna have to go back to eating.
Yeah.
I don't see how any of that stuff is sustainable. Honestly,
For most, it's not.
And when people see results, it's because they're in a calorie deficit.
Most of the time,
Right.
Or
You
there's
know?
just better quality of food.
Yeah.
right.
They don't look
Yeah.
at that.
I went on like I'm on like day 21 of the whole 30. Like I needed it because I was just eating garbage, and I was like mentally like, if I'm gonna have fruit, I might as well just have that Reese cup. Like it's still like that was how my mindset was going. So I did it in order to get rid of the garbage, and I feel like because of it, I've actually upticked my fruit intake for sure, and then my veggies and stuff like that have gotten better than my starches and things. So I feel like it's helped me balance out my diet. Now I can't wait to bring dairy back in. That's gonna be the first thing.
Well,
I
you see
enjoy
right there.
dairy, but I'm gonna try to be. I'm not gonna just gluttony a block of cheese either. So
Right.
What's your calorie
unless I'm
intake?
out of toilet paper.
Jeremy?
Huh?
What's your calorie intake?
I have also kind of put it in a deficit because I feel like I was eating way too much.
Okay.
My goal is 1,800 a day, but I haven't been working out either. So I just started that. So
I wish we had that on video.
that's fine.
Wait, what happened?
He just looked at me like that's not enough at all.
1,800's not enough.
What was
No.
it before?
It was probably 3,000. It was probably closer to 3,000, but it was garbage calories. And I'm not, my fitness routine was non-existent.
And
So
I mean,
needed
I'm all
to.
up for better quality.
No, so
but
I-
if you would have put it at 1,800, it's probably do about the same thing.
No, I agree.
You
So
can
that
really
feels
a good point.
diet, like kind of add a couple
That's
hundred calories.
the goal that I've been trying to do.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
then-
it's calories in, calories
and
out.
now because of this, and like you said, it's no better time than present. I've kind of started the fitness routine back up, so now I'm trying to uptick my calories.
So would you recommend then, before you change anything of your diet, you just track your food?
Yes.
Okay, so track your food because
Because
like
then you're just like kind of
I've
shooting
tracked
in the dark.
all 21 days. I have everything. in
how
the Lose It
long?
app.
How long?
But
should you-
before that,
No, I
When
wasn't.
people
yeah, so you
want
don't know where you're
help,
starting from.
right.
True.
you're saying when people want help and they
I
want
never thought about that. I always thought
Actually,
like
it's not true.
like,
I was tracking it.
I
before for
always
about a
think
week
like,
or
oh,
two.
just keep below the 2,500 mark, and you know.
But we don't know where you're coming from because it could be a number where if you go and you drop too quick, that's gonna cause some issues. And also remember, when you drop too quick, that's gonna be your normal. Your body's gonna get used to it. It's gonna slow everything down. And then when you start to pick it up, if you don't pick it up properly and slow out of there, you're gonna have problems.
That's the key.
And
I don't
people
want.
jump
I don't
right
want to
out
like
of it.
double calorie. I want to like 200-300
Slow.
more.
Yeah.
So that's probably why we yo-yo so much because
That's
people
exactly it.
because you go on this calorie deficit and then you stop losing weight, you get discouraged. You're like, F this, I'm out,
And now you're.
and I'm gonna go back
the-
to my Oreos and ding dongs, and I'm good to go.
That's been my life.
Well, you're cutting right there.
The yo-yo.
And a lot of times in a cut, which Wendy's better to talk about it than I am, but a smaller cut is usually better for a little amount of time and then slowly get out of it. So, but you can't just go from 3,000 and then go to
or
1,800.
you can go in a cut for a while and then
might
you
not
want to
have
go
been-
back
that
to
was
maintenance for a
garbage,
little
though.
while.
Yeah.
Back to you can cut, but even if you're overweight and you need to lose a significant amount of weight, you shouldn't be in this extreme deficit for a really long time.
What's a really long time?
Like more than 6-8 weeks.
Okay.
I mean,
I plan on like the 30 day and then now bring it back
12
up.
weeks at the very, very most. But yeah,
Yeah.
you want to.
Because I mean, if you guys ever seen someone and they really track their food and they're heavy, but they don't eat that much, they've slowed themselves down.
Huh.
Yeah.
And then what they try to do is eat less, and then it just gets worse and worse.
Now
And
you're not.
A lot of times, if someone's heavy and they're not eating that much calories, the first thing you want to do is kind of like pick it up a little bit
Okay.
to get it up there, and then you'll cut it later. But I mean, it all depends on the person.
I got you.
That's very specific.
Yeah.
That is, but yeah,
Because not all the time you're going to come in, and a lot of times you might even just actually add calories to a person to see
Yeah.
where they're at. They might be too low, so you got to get them up and then bring them down. Because in the end, you want a person to be able to lose weight at a higher calorie intake, or that higher
Yeah.
calorie intake be their maintenance.
I feel like
Yeah.
it's easier. I think the key word that you guys say is sustainable. That way it's a little more sustainable. You're not like that starving feeling that like I've been staring at pantry. Like what can I eat? But yeah.
One question I did have for you guys, again, after talking to Mackenzie last night, she said she almost blacked out during a workout. She can recall her 5 hardest workouts, like of her life. Can you guys recall your hardest workout ever? Like she knew them. I remember this is how it was 19.4 and 19.5. I don't even know what those mean.
She said
But
it was a
that's what
snatch
she
and
said
a
it was.
burpee
She won
bar.
the world on one of those. Like she was the top. she won the entire
That's
world
awesome.
and got $2019 for it from CrossFit. You know,
Yeah, that's how they do that
she
for the
won.
winner of each. Yeah.
I'm not going to push that hard unless it's in competition.
Okay.
I'm just training.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to go
Yeah.
to, because that's not good.
No,
to do
I'm
to your
not. Yeah,
system.
absolutely. Yeah. But have you worked out that hard for competition before? Because I know, Wendy, you've been to regionals, right? And have you been to regionals? Ron?
No, just a.
You've done Wadapalooza and all that,
Yeah,
though, right?
qualifier.
Okay.
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
And Wadapalooza, the first day was, I think it was an all-out calorie air bike, 50 calories, and then you went directly into a 5K run.
Obstacle course.
And then there's an obstacle course in the middle of it. That caused me to overreach so bad I was sick all night, and I didn't think I was going to be able to compete the next day. I couldn't eat. I was like nauseous, just trying to get sleep. And but I
Like, did you
bounced
throw
back.
up?
I didn't throw up, but I just had this weird feeling of being really weak and
Was
shaky.
that VO2 max issue you had?
It was over. Yeah, that was probably it. It overreached too much.
Now, do you think that was your hardest workout ever then?
I would go by how I felt. I just couldn't recover. If I had to work out again, it was a Friday night.
Yeah.
And then we had Saturday to start the next day. If I had another workout, I had to withdraw.
Okay.
Oh, like if it was another one that day, you'd
Yep,
have been done.
that would have never made it.
What about you, Wendy?
I mean, I remember one, it was a smaller competition, but final workout of the day and just pushing really hard, and everything was very bright. You know, like I think, your sensory overload.
They call it like the K-hole. We're just kind of like
Yeah,
I've seen
'cause
stars
when she
before where
said
it gets
that,
like
I've
that.
seen like black spots before running. You know, like that I've ran so fast, so far. You know, like tried to keep, you know, a 7-minute mile for 10 miles or something. For me, it's a lot. You know, so
That's a lot.
I've been there and I've seen like black spots, and I'm like, I told my wife, and she's like, "Babe, you can't do that. Like, you can't run that fast."
I've had that in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
But never like in a, like I've been like on a CrossFit workout. Like I've been where like I go back inside and I'm just like laying and staring at my ceiling fan for like an hour and I can't recover. Yeah. But for whatever reason, and it's just like, I feel like I just get overheated.
I think it's that oxygen deficit. You can't get it back to your brain quick enough because you're working so hard.
Well, it depends on like what's going on, but like CrossFit's got a lot of mixed modalities mixed in there.
Yes.
And so like when there's weights and then it's body weight and you're doing stuff, but you want to elicit like a response where you're not going to be able to remember stuff. You get on an air bike and you do like 15 or 20 second sprints as hard as you can and then rest, and you keep on doing that.
Yeah.
That'll be it.
Yeah.
You'll hit that threshold really quick.
Now, Wendy, what was the workout? Do you remember yours?
No, I think it was stations, and you do as many exercises as you can at each one, and you just go hard and fast for a long. I just remember laying outside and everything being really bright, and I thought I was dying.
That's what she said.
I never feel that way.
Yeah, she said she could feel the curtains closing. What was it? Burpees over bar or something?
Yeah, it was snatches.
I didn't know what
and
that was.
That was the first workout of this year, and that was we did it, and that was rough.
Yeah.
That up
She
and
can
down
push
like
really
that.
hard though. Most people can't get to that place.
Yeah.
You know, and there's just certain people that can.
Yeah.
And a lot of people panic when their heart rate goes up,
Okay.
but she can
just keep going.
Again,
Dig
we're
in.
not saying to do this out
No,
there.
no,
Okay. This
not at
is
all.
the exact opposite of what not to do. I was just interested to see what you guys is like worst or hardest, whatever you want, however you want to say it.
Yeah,
your workout
I
was.
remember running it on the turkey trot, and I was running the 5K, and there was a kid that finished, and he finished it in like 15 minutes or something like that. It was something crazy, and he as soon as he hit that line, he was like, blah, just like threw up.
Yeah.
He just held it back until the last possible
Yeah, but
second,
that's how
man.
hard he pushed.
Yeah.
And that's like something that I don't think I can do or don't want to do.
Right, and I saw him, and he looked beautiful running through the finish line.
Okay,
Just
you
like
remember this?
With Mackenzie, will look the same at the end of that workout, even though she's pushing really hard that she did in the beginning. And most people fall apart from a technique standpoint.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
most people,
Oh yeah,
You know?
from the beginning to an end of a workout.
well, most
Yes.
people don't even. It depends on what you're doing, like the technique, the stamina, like the strength endurance to keep moving. Like some people, you just stop moving. Your legs can't squat anymore. You can't press anymore. So it depends on like the athlete. If they can keep pushing and keep moving, they're going to overreach even more.
I think of
Yeah.
it like when we book in like a row. Like we'll do like a row to start and do the workout, and then the row at the end.
And that
The
row,
row
like,
in the beginning, and then
it's
the
like
last one,
230.
just like a big knees are flailing.
230 for 500.
Yeah, and it also has what you like your recovery too.
Yeah.
On doing like an aerobic system like that. If you go in the beginning and then you're doing something, then you go in the end, can you recover during that row to be able to get back in action?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a whole different science or art to it.
And you know, I think the thing with intensity too, it's definitely oversold by the fitness community in general, but people try to reach that. You'll see people, they want to lay on the ground every time, and that is not what you want to do at all.
That's what I used to do. When I first started CrossFit, we would do that all the time.
Yeah.
If you do that,
I think that's what hurt us in the long run.
Yes, and that's probably what it did. It burned you out.
One of us, we'd show up at each other's house and be like, "What are we doing today?" "I don't know. What are we gonna do?" "What doesn't hurt?" "Oh, let's hit it." And then minimal warm up, all out go. Feel like shit.
Very, very smart.
Yeah.
We were young enough.
Sounds like excellent
we were
programming.
we were young enough to recoup still, and we knew enough to still listen to our bodies, but at the same time we were not doing it the way we did, and so we get injuries and things like that. The mobility we did not do that.
You know, and it was kind of newer at the time, like a lot of the concept, and there's so many different systems out that like intensity push, but if you can see it in older people a little more because younger people are more resilient coming with it, but if you get a male 40, 45,
42.
Yeah. You go and you push every day and start let Felice take your blood test. You're going to start like a lot of hormonal changes really quick.
Like what would you see?
You see your testosterone start diving, see some cortisol uptick.
So
nervous system start having problems.
People that are listening that are stuck at home and they want to start a routine, they have minimal stuff in the garage. Like they might know the idea of CrossFit or functional fitness, but they also know the old school bodybuilding. Like what type of balance do you guys try to like get your like, because I used to be kind of more, towards the CrossFit side, but now you've balanced it a pretty good, because that's where it needs to be. Do you have like certain 4 days a week of that, or do you do some type of workout and then accessory work? Like when you guys do that, how do you go about putting that together for a week?
Well, I would say it'd be more of a blend. So like we just use like even of CrossFit itself, I just use some principles of it, and I kind of put it together in principles of other methods, bodybuilding, functional bodybuilding, powerlifting, different strength elements, and kind of put it together. I think a good blend of it is the best way. And when you go and you put it, you might be doing some bodybuilding and then maybe some traditional big lifts, CrossFit or something with it. But the biggest thing is you got to understand how to be able to put it together and what the concept is.
There's definitely an art and a science to it.
On top of it, and you can't do that.
Yeah.
Well, and if you think of a CrossFit workout, it's a test. It's for time. So our philosophy is you train all week and then you test maybe once a week.
Okay.
And so you'll do strength training, you'll do movement quality type stuff, midline, aerobic intervals, pacing drills, that sort of thing during the week. Maybe you'll throw in a little Metcon as a primer. Everybody likes to get their heart rate up a bit. But then, you'll have, say, Saturday as your big test.
As your test day. So it's kind of like slow down so that you can be more functional at a higher rate. And things
because
in a way.
I grew up in the era where there was a lot of bodybuilding and powerlifting, and we did athletic training because I kind of halfway played with boxing and always did something. But then it swung to the functional, where then it was all just functional fitness and like big compound movements for time and intensity. And now when you take people that never grew up in the era of doing single joint movements or anything, and you go and you have them do it, you'll see them move. They don't have a good mind-muscle connection. They're so used to moving the lift and just going fast at it. So
the technique's not there at all.
They
correct.
Overcompensate.
Yeah. That's something I do find.
It's a major, like a big fault.
Yeah, that's something I've been finding because I've been trying to like get my routine together, and I always want to go back to almost the CrossFit style of like, how fast can I move through this?
Okay.
And
I'm
the same way.
I'm going to talk to both of you guys
and
about
that drives me nuts.
So this is like something we see a lot in programming.
Yeah.
And it's instead of taking good principles that you see of CrossFit and putting it together and blending it, you're trying to squeeze everything into the CrossFit methodology. So you're trying to do everything for time. It's an EMOM 10-to-1. Like a lot of these like training methods are not meant to do that. And I see like programming online all the time with that. That's not what you want to do with them. I mean, like some of the stuff I'll see, and they're very known people, 100 bicep curls, 100 tricep curls for time. Like that little joint does not need to do that many times. No. On top of doing big compound movements, you already use muscle groups that you don't need to do that much.
And then they add every time you break, do 10 burpees, something like that. You're just like, what?
It's not meant for that. So that's the difference in between taking like principles and other principles and trying to blend it, or taking everything and trying to squeeze it into a methodology of like, for instance, CrossFit. It's not meant for that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And that's where I see so many programs make mistake.
I feel like if you guys need to write a fitness book, it's called the blended fitness. You have a new term there.
Rob
It makes sense.
Wendy
Rob
Fit.
Fit.
Body
Rob and
Rob.
Wendy Fit.
Yeah. Now, Wendy, I know you, last time I talked to you was at the
The dry try.
dry try. Yeah.
I was going to ask you about how'd you feel on that?
Like a piece of garbage.
You looked great, though.
Yeah, and that's
so
a tough
normal.
workout.
Yeah.
So normal.
Yeah.
Well, like my time was just horrible. Like that run, I could not. Like I remember doing the first one. I was like, oh, it's not that bad. And I was like, shit, I got to do this again. And so then I was like, in my head, I was thinking like, all right, just don't let anybody pass me. And then like the next person was like, just, no problem passing me. I was like, all right, well, whatever. Like my main goal for that, because I really hadn't been training, as you can tell, but it was just to finish and to keep going and keep moving. And honestly, like that's what I always tell people when they used to try to be like, oh, well, I need to get in shape first. That never registered for me because that it just doesn't make sense. There's at some point you just have to do it, because you just don't get into shape.
Yeah.
So you're saying the concept of people not wanting to go to a gym until they get into shape.
Yeah,
right?
like that always drives me crazy because I don't even know what that means.
No.
I think it's that black and white mentality. Like I'm very like that with nutrition. Like I'm either all in or I'm all out.
Yeah.
And I'm the same way, like with the dry try. Like I hadn't worked out. I was like, well, I want to at least have some type of foundation. So I was like, I'm not doing it. Like I talk myself out of it. So it's an easy excuse, but it's not a good one.
Well, if you always need a reason to
Exactly.
do something, then it's
you're
never
never
going to
gonna
be a
do it.
lifestyle.
Exactly.
So if you like people that like, I got to have a competition so I can shoot for it. You got to be able to do it and take care of yourself on your own.
Yeah.
Because you're not always going to go to a competition.
Right.
And if that's what you're going to do, eventually you're going to burn out on that.
Yeah, that was a great event, by the way. Like it was really well run. So I do appreciate you guys doing that. It was fun. It was fun. Now you're talking about doing a ruck, and you guys qualified, even though you didn't think that you were.
Oh, we won it.
But you weren't really thinking that you were going in really to compete. You were just doing it to have fun, right?
Yes.
And then the guys that you're with, and I know two of them, that and I know Nance is just a nut job to begin with.
Right.
And,
Intense.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, he is intense. Like he's just like always 100%. Let's go. Right. And I've known him forever since the hospital, and so I could tell his mentality would be like, yeah, we're just gonna run as hard as we can. He's that guy that would puke crossing the line.
Oh, yeah.
And so, did you qualified for second?
Well, no, it's not a qualification process, but we did a Go Ruck event called Go Ruck Tough, I believe. It was overnight. You start at 8 p.m. and go to about 8 a.m. and you have a special operations guy leading you, and you're in the water, you're in the, you're carrying things, carrying each other, whatever he wants you to do. And you've got, I think mine was about 35 pounds on my back, and the guy's was a little more. This one was just, you don't have a special operations guy. You have 12 miles you need to cover. You have 5 checkpoints. You need to figure out how to navigate there, take your selfie to prove you were there, and make it back to the start point.
So there's like orienteering and stuff with compasses and whatnot.
We could use our phone,
Oh,
but
okay.
but it
Sounds
was
like
just
fun.
Yeah, that would be a lot of fun.
So we're Jason, Vinny, and I were signed up to do one in Seattle this summer. I don't know if that'll happen now, but and it was a marathon distance. So we're like, all right, let's do this 12-mile, work on our pacing. We just thought it was for completion. And then when we're there, they say the first 3 teams to finish get a prize. So it was on for them. And they're endurance guys, and I am not. And Chuck Sullivan was with us too, and he's an animal.
Yeah, he is.
So I just kept up with him.
Yeah, I saw Chuck at the dry try. How old? I mean, he's an older dude,
65-ish.
and he is.
Is Chuck the bigger
jacked.
one?
No.
That's
Chuck's the smaller. He's the smallest one.
But he's like ripped.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
100%. I'm
He's
thinking
still
like
qualified for the master qualifier again. Like
He's been to the games 7 times. He qualifies for the online.
he was
qualifier
6 at the
every
games
year.
before.
is he going? If
He didn't do the
No, he
qualifier
didn't.
this year.
A lot of us right now, like a lot of times, those competition and like the open, and our mentality is now, those are not very smart workouts.
okay.
They're tests,
Yeah.
and it's just, and a lot of those tests are to see how durable you are, and I'm just not interested in that, and neither was he.
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, because honestly, at 65, he would win. I would think. I mean,
No,
There's some-
the heavyweights are the only thing that kind of
okay.
ties him up. But he just wants to have fun right now. That's what he said. I mean, the way we train makes him better at his endurance sports and, you know, just basically feel better on a daily basis. And he just wants to have fun with it.
You remember back in the day before CrossFit was an actual sport, it was supposed to be used to actually help with all the activities you wanted to do in sports.
Yes.
That's kind of like where we're trying to be.
You want it to help you
Yeah.
have fun with your other
Yeah.
life's things that you enjoy, not
Correct.
just let it be the only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
One other thing, and this is kind of back to Mackenzie. When you guys saw her work out, I asked her, did you guys know, and she didn't really know in general, did you guys know she was like above the rest of the people?
Well, she had a background in gymnastics, and she came in, I think, a level 10 she was. She was the highest level you can get before you go to, I don't know, to the Olympics or something like that.
In gymnastics?
Yes.
Okay.
And so we already knew she had that background. That transfers over really well for women.
Okay.
In the men, not as much because they're usually smaller. There are some, but they're kind of smaller athletes and over days, heavy weight compounds on them too much.
Yeah.
But the women, it really transfers over. She didn't have a good aerobic system. So she would just run out of breath and like everyone else. And but it picked up really quick.
Yeah.
And one thing with her too, and you notice, and this is speaking on the games part and athletes on that do mixed modal CrossFit for the sport, is she doesn't get as sore as other people. And so she can add more volume.
Her recovery is
She's
quicker.
more durable. So
Yeah.
she keeps on, so you can do more. We do a workout and everyone's sore. And it's like, are you sore? It's like, no, I don't really feel like, okay.
I feel like that gymnastics is they go for like 4-hour practices every day for 5-6 days
But
a week, and that
her aerobic
builds that.
system got built up really quick.
Okay.
And because sometimes you'll see some high level strong athletes can do a lot of things and they just can't breathe real well. A lot of it's genetics too, and hers picked up right away. So soon, like within a year, we knew already she's getting pretty high up there. How high, we weren't sure. And then before we knew it, by the next year, she's getting ready to be able to make it almost to the games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just when she did speak on, I think she said Wendy was like, kept telling her, well, to pull her hands apart on the bar or something like that. She had no idea.
When
how
it
to-
was doing a snatch. She was like,
she was like,
yeah, she said, yeah, Winnie had to be like, no. You got to go
She
wider
was-
than that. like it's not where your knees are at.
Well, we have people come in, not all the time, but every so often that, you know, I want to make it to the games, and you come in and you're like, oh Lord, this person is, I mean, you'd never want to
like, do you just show them a picture of like Mackenzie then and be like,
Well,
Well-
no, she just came in and she was not skinny, but she was,
Yeah.
you know, she looked fit. She has always worked out,
Yeah.
but I mean, I could beat her in a workout at that point. So
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, you're never going to make it to the game. But, you know, she,
oh, so did she want to make it to the games when she
right
came
away,
in?
she wanted to compete.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Right away.
Wow.
Well, she got into it. You never know how high. I mean, people have background, and it's got a lot to do with your background before. Very few people come in and like they never did any athletic.
Yeah.
Sports weeds you out. So if you played sports, you're either durable, you keep on going. If you're not, and like your bone density's not there, ligament tendon strength is there, you would have got hurt and kind of get
Yeah.
weeded out before, so you'll know. Once in a while, someone will come in and they're just kind of genetic superior and they didn't even play any sports. But most of the time, it's what you did before. She had all the background,
Okay.
but you didn't know if it was all going to come together.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a lot of times we'll see, I work with another athlete, his name's Jeff Evans. I mean, he walks in, the first day that guy could probably clean 300 pounds with no problem. You know, like they already had the background.
Okay.
So then you just take it from there. But if you don't have the background, you don't have a base,
Yeah, you gotta
which
build
we've been
that
asked by
foundation.
plenty of people, like, hey, I really want it and I'm going to work hard. I'm like, I don't even know if you can even handle the daily class.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Like, let's train
No, but
3
it's
times
true.
a day and I want a gymnastics coach. I want a weightlifting coach. I'm like I don't even know.
one
Like,
step at a
If you
time
don't
here.
have the foundation to build on, it's going to collapse.
no, and
quickly.
CrossFit is a volume sport. They got a lot smarter about it, but it's really a test of durability, and it's kind of tough on people,
Yeah.
you know. And if you're not durable and your back's not
Well, like you
durable
said,
enough,
it's not
yeah.
good for a regular workout for somebody that just wants to
Not
make
all-
their life better.
Not
you
the
know?
system of the sport is
Yes.
not at all.
Yeah.
No.
So, I mean, if somebody comes in with no background and no experience and they're just like, yeah, I want to make it to the CrossFit Games.
Let's just see if you can let's
Make
just
it
do
through
the
a
daily
workout.
class.
Yeah.
like-
Yeah.
Yeah, just join the classes for now and let's
Yeah.
build on
Yes.
what you have. I mean, I would never want to tell somebody they can't do something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
never know.
absolutely.
You want to encourage them,
Yeah.
but you also have to be realistic.
Yeah. Like, let's
Yeah,
take
you gotta-
it one step at a time.
Yeah,
you
I
gotta
think
guide it.
Yeah, like we've had 2 different people come in, and they're close to the same age. One like wanted to try to compete, and the other one was just a nice guy. But one of them played football, and could clean 300 pounds and squat 500, and the other one could clean about 140 and squat maybe 170. I'm like, well, this is going to take, it's going to take me 2 years to even know where you're at.
Yeah.
The other guy, you already have a base, 2 years to see if we can go for it.
Yeah.
Do you guys do any strongman stuff?
Tons.
Yeah. Yeah. That stuff intrigues me. I've never really tried it.
It's good odd object.
Yeah. Yeah. We've done the Atlas Stone, obviously, but that's about it.
Yeah, sandbags. I mean, like I said, like I blend a lot of different things into our program, and that's definitely a part. Sometimes it's a bigger part or smaller part, but we're always doing something. And odd objects is really good to know how to lift and move, because the barbell is great, but it's very like technical.
Right.
And you're not very often going to pick something off the ground.
That's like a barbell.
Correct. Or grab something and move it or squat or press it.
Yeah.
So that's what odd objects is really good for. And that's strongman.
Lends itself to real life.
Yeah.
Correct.
Because that log lift, like that's just, it's awkward.
It's awkward. It could be a
Yeah, we
sandbag.
don't use that.
Yeah.
We
No.
use sandbags, sleds, yokes,
Yeah.
D-balls, that sort of thing.
You know, because you have like specific strength. The Olympic lifts are real specific. Like you have to be strong with them, but you have to have a skill level to be able to move those properly. If you can just grab a 300-pound sandbag and pick it up and move it, you're just strong.
Yeah.
It's just general strength.
Yeah, I feel like you can jump your Olympic lifts quicker just through technique alone.
You
Without
can.
getting the strength piece there yet, you can go up just because of your technique.
You can. Now,
To a certain point, of course.
General strength applies to more the skill-specific strength. Now, those guys are pretty strong, but a lot of times they're so skilled. That's a little more what it's involved in, so they're not as strong when it comes to general.
I did 6 months or so of just strongman, never touched a barbell, and PR'd my deadlift by like 40 pounds.
Jesus. Yeah. One thing I'll say too about strongman is that a lot of people don't realize it, but I feel like your cardio would go up as well, right?
my gosh.
Because
Time under tension constantly. That's the one thing about it. You're holding on to stuff a lot, and you'll notice, like, yeah.
That was my hardest workout. We were out in San Diego, and we worked out with the Invictus athletes
Oh, wow, nice.
and a strongman. And I was, I'm with these games athletes. I got to go hard. I turned gray, and they told me to go home.
At least they had enough of a coach in them to say, okay.
yeah, they have a
And I told Rob, well, he told me to run like I was Usain Bolt, and Rob was calling me Usain Deadbolt.
Great coach.
I don't want to discourage you, but you saying deadbolt.
But I think it's good to get away from just squatting and deadlifting to standards and doing it with odd objects like strongman.
It's a nice
Cars.
mental break too. I think it makes it
Mental
something new,
break, you
something
get
fun.
stronger.
Oh, let's try this, and you went 6 months. You probably got into rhythm where you enjoyed all these new objects and
It's
things like that.
empowering too. I think especially for our female athletes, they can load a sled with a ton of weight and pull it, and it just feels
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, and that translates to lifting a 50-pound dog food bag and emptying it out, right? Yeah. So if I'm somebody who needs to get into shape before I go into the gym, what do you recommend they do to get their mind right?
Don't get in shape before you go to the gym. Go to the gym.
Just for my mindset, I know that gyms are intimidating for a lot of people, and people think they're going to be judged, or people are looking at you, that sort of thing. And you just kind of have to get over yourself and realize that you're going to be better off for it. Nobody's judging you. We're here to help you. And if you're going to try to get in shape before, you might not be doing the right things because you're not a professional. You're just wasting time.
Yeah.
So.
No, I agree with that. And honestly, for me, your kind of gym weeds out those people who are judgy.
Oh, yeah.
Like the ego people, yeah.
Yeah, the ego people, because the workouts that you guys do, you have to kind of check your ego at the door, because you're not going to be good at everything that you guys are prescribing.
Nope.
So
Absolutely.
yeah,
And that's a good thing. That means you're subscribing it correctly, because you got to get better at all things.
You're not going to be good at everything in life.
yeah, no, absolutely. So yeah, as we're gonna wrap up here, as one of our final questions, right? I know last time you guys gave us a really good. Actually, I don't even know if we did that.
Yep,
We did.
read the label.
Read the label. It's the title
That's
of the one we
right.
gave.
Yeah, you're right. You're
They
right.
each
you're
had a
right.
different one. Yours
Yeah.
was read the label, and then
More sleep.
Yeah,
More sleep.
Yeah, more sleep. That's right.
So yeah, so it jarred my memory.
Yeah.
So yeah, any new advice that you could impart upon our listeners?
Right now, I think it's really important to be kind to people in this whole coronavirus thing. The few times I've been to the grocery store, I've been either trampled by a cart or people are jumpy. Some woman screamed at me to keep my distance. I mean,
Are you serious?
it makes you feel almost subhuman. It's crazy. So I just feel like you don't know what's going on in other people's lives. They're stressed about their jobs, their families, and it's if we can just be kind to everybody.
Like,
Just slow down and be kind.
did she see your muscles when she screamed at you?
Oh, she was nuts.
Rob must not have been there.
No,
Nobody's
wasn't
screaming at Wendy with Rob there. But I'm not even screaming at Wendy, just Wendy.
No, I'm not either.
She was very.
I mean, I'm not that type of
I-
human
she was
being
probably-
regardless, but still, I
What-
mean, there's a safety factor involved too.
Wendy, was she talking trash and walking back?
I think a lot of people get in their
They're on the edge right now.
yeah, they get in
Yeah.
their brainstem. They kind of go back and they kind of that fight or flight mentality, and
Yeah.
it's like they forget the kindness side of things.
And
Yeah.
I can be
That-
a little snappy and
Really?
yeah.
I can't see that,
I
Wendy.
can't either.
So
I'm be honest with you, Rob.
So I know I'm trying to slow it down.
I wish
He
the
looked at
camera
me
was
the
on
other
Rob.
day. He looked at me yesterday and he goes, "It's a good thing we spend a lot of time together and we're used to this."
Yeah, honestly, I can't see that because like you've been nothing but pleasant every time I've seen you.
Yeah.
I can have my moments, but I mean, I just
I think everybody.
But I guess
can.
everybody
yeah,
could. That's
no,
true.
but I just I'm trying to be more aware of just not judging and being kind to people because I don't know what's going on with them right now, and I know that you could hurt someone's feelings or ruin someone's day or whatever, So
Yeah.
that's my
Slow
advice.
down and be kind.
Yes.
Yeah, Rob, you've been pleasant too every time I've seen you.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I usually am.
And any new advice?
Yeah, I mean, I think in the times we are right now is everyone's kind of being in the same boat. So it's do your part and we can get past it and move on.
Yeah.
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 That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. Where can they find you again? And are you still doing the Stop the Clock blog or?
Felice is doing that now on her own.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was all the trends and web analytics were really good for all her type of
Okay. I got
that
you.
makes
articles.
sense.
So I just
Yeah.
kind of passed it off to her. But you can find us on verostrength.com, on Instagram and Facebook at verostrength.
Okay. And if they want to get a hold of you right now to sign up for your online workouts that they're doing while they're sitting at home, how they just call you or?
Yeah, they could just go to our website and fill out the contact form or email us at contact@verostrength.com.
Okay. Awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Again, guys, we appreciate it for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, you guys are always a great guest.
As always, guys, if you got any questions, comments, or concerns, you can email us at fullgorillalife@gmail.com.
And see what's going on in our lives on Facebook and Instagram at Full Gorilla Life and on Twitter at Gorilla Full.
And please visit our website, fullgorilla.life, and please hit subscribe on your podcast app of choice. Ladies and gentlemen, stay safe.
Later.
Take care.